What is going on, y'all? Cut the radio down. So today, just wanted to do a quick video on something that not a lot of people know about. So, if you are from Landover or surrounding areas, Ardmore, anything like that, then like you'll probably notice there's a lot of older guys that race cars around here. A whole lot of older guys with cars that are fixed up to go fast. So it used to be, we used to do drag racing down in this place called New Curtin Station. Then they put speed bumps up. But before all that was around, back in my mother's day, it was this place called Vesta Raceway, I believe it was called. Vesta Raceway was basically it was a dirt track, and I think it might have been drag racing too, but it was mostly a dirt track. My grandmother used to race her motorcycles there. I just learned of the location of the thing, and like I've been passing this my whole life. It basically was shut down back in I think either the early 70s or the late 70s. It was before I was born. And my grandfather used to tell me stories about it all the time, and my grandmother used to mention it every once in a while, and I know my mother's mentioned it a couple of times. So I learned the location of where this thing was, right? The whole time it was right under my nose. So right now I'm sitting at the old entrance for the place, which I've ridden my bike through these woods, which when it was woods, because it had overgrown, I've ridden my bike through these woods a million times and I never noticed anything. Unfortunately, there's nothing left of the track. There's nothing left of it at all now. I know when they were tearing the woods down, there was a stand in the woods when they were tearing the stuff down around it. But yeah, this is where the track used to be. This is what street is this? This is Lotsford Vesta Road, and this street used to go all the way through it one time. And that over there is like 450 or something, I think. I don't remember. 704 Martin Luther King Highway, or what was known as George Palmer Highway back in the day. So yeah, just a small piece of history from the area. If you're from here and you heard of it and you never knew where it could possibly be, well, there it is. Actually, where that little path is right there would be part of where the track used to be. And if I recall correctly, when I crawled through the woods to get over to here to see a girl back when I was a kid, the old stand for the I don't know what you call it, but it was like a brick building. It stood over there, right about where that white building is right there. And yeah, they're building houses on it now. I've been watching them tear these woods down for about a year now, and it's funny what you see when they tear the woods down, because across the street there was a whole neighborhood, and you would never know it from back before they built the Home Depot across the street. They tore the woods down over there, and it was like houses and trailers and all kind of stuff back there. Yeah, anyway, also another interesting thing, years ago, about where this path is, there used to be a train, an electric train that ran from Baltimore to DC. It ran from DC to Annapolis to Baltimore, and it got there in 30 minutes, which is way better than driving, in my opinion. Because right now, during rush hour, it's going to take about an hour and a half to get from here to Baltimore. That train did it in 30 minutes. It was an electric line in the early 1900s. As far as I can remember, the electric line was shut down around 1929. I think it was late 20s, I think, when they stopped running it. And it used to pass through Glenarm, Landover, Chevrolet, all that. It hit them all. And got somebody back here trying to go through. That's funny. Yeah, the road shut down. But yeah, the train used to run all the way down from, as far as I can tell. Now I might be wrong, but the train probably used to come through Eastern Avenue, which is in DC, and connect at what's now Martin Luther King Highway, or back then it was George Palmer Highway, and she just drove down the walking path. All right, let's do it to it. All right. Anyway, so yeah, it came all the way down, and you can tell that it came all the way down. Plug my phone in. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you can tell that it came all the way down because the road is flat all the way from the DC line all the way down to this point right here where it curves and goes around. Also another thing about this area that nobody really knows about is the old tuberculosis hospital. Yeah, I ought to do a whole video on that, but I'm scared I might get caught by the cops. So, the tuberculosis hospital. Look up Glendale Hospital. It's in Glendale, Maryland. It's an old abandoned hospital we got around here, and on Halloween a lot of the kids run around there. We used to ride our bikes through there too, and just mainly just because it was a shortcut. But the it's supposed to be getting torn down, but it's got so much asbestos in it until they can't tear it down. So like it's just kind of standing there. I think they should restore the place because it's like a cool old hospital, really. I mean, it's got old outhouses and everything. It's something to see. But yeah, all of this back in the day, back during the tuberculosis outbreak, all of this, all the way down here and all the way back up here, or you can't really see, but it was all quarantine. And yeah, that was during my grandmother's time. She was very young though, but she remembers it. Or she remembered it. She's passed now, but yeah. So you got those three things going on in this little small, I'd say 2-mile radius area, maybe 2 miles, because I know Glendale Hospital is up the street. This is here. Yeah, it's all right here in this little circle. There's a lot of history in this little circle that nobody knows about and ain't nobody talking about. So I figured I'd talk about it, since I know about it. I don't know everything about it, but I know a little something. And you can look up the Glendale Vesta Raceway. I think it's Glendale Vesta Raceway. I don't recall correctly what it was called, but you can look it up, and there's actually a few pictures of the place and what it was then and what it is now and what it's not anymore. But just figured I'd do a video on that right quick. And yeah, it's amazing to me, like, because this used to be a neighborhood, and that house right there is one of the last houses standing. There used to be houses going all the way up. They were old houses though, and they tore them all down. Tore them all down except one. Well, there's two. There's actually a second one over there too, but yeah, nothing left. And yeah. Funny thing is, like I said, I've been passing through here forever, wondering where this track was that my grandmother was talking about. She used to race motorcycles at. And yeah, the whole time it was right in front of my face. The whole time. So that's about that for now. I'm about to ride and get something to eat. And I will talk to y'all later. If you haven't told somebody you love them today, please make sure you do so, because tomorrow is not guaranteed by any means, especially with all this crazy shit going on. Seems like some people are more focused on the aftermath than they are the problem that started the problems anyway. It's something to think about, but I won't get into that. I'll talk to y'all later. And yeah.